All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our final review for the first season of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon spin-off series, because this is now for episode 6. The finale episode is called Coming Home. Alright dudes, and spoiler warning if you have not seen this episode yet for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon spin-off series, the season 1 finale, Coming Home. So that does it for the first season of the Daryl Dixon spin-off series. I think it's a great first season. 6 awesome episodes, almost extended. I think the runtime for these is over 50 minutes, so it's almost an episode and a half, almost like 8 or 9 episodes if you convert it to regular 42-minute runtime for the Daryl series. And I think I can say with confidence that the Daryl spinoff series is probably the best Walking Dead spinoff series yet that we've seen. I think it's better than, The Walking Dead Dead City. I think it's better than The Walking Dead World Beyond or Woke Beyond, and also even better than the Tales of the Walking Dead, which also was pretty good. I mean, it has some good episodes and some that are so-so. I think most of the episodes for Daryl are good. And the season 1 finale, episode 6, Coming Home, is very good. You get some awesome action at the beginning of the episode with the intro. You get to see some super zombies, some like super walkers, where they're just shot up with this like adrenaline. They're crazy. Some of them are like boiler zombies, so their blood is like really acidic and will burn you and everything. And you get to see almost like a gladiator type match with Daryl, and then also with Quinn against some of these walkers. Quinn reminds me a lot of Dwight from the original Walking Dead series. Do they look similar? A little bit, not exactly, but maybe the hair and stuff. I don't know. It's a little bit similar. It kind of gives me those kind of vibes for Daryl in this one with Quinn. So spoiler warning: we see Quinn and Daryl fight some super zombies down using the chains and, popping their heads off and stuff. It's pretty freaking sweet. Then you have Jeanette and the others that go to kind of finish off Daryl, maybe just shoot him or whatever, and shoot Quinn as well. And you got some other shots being fired from the rebellious group, or the rebellion type group, against Jeanette and the others. And you see a whole bunch of craziness. We find out that Quinn is sort of been bitten, or is going to turn, so they do to get the chains off, they end up cutting his hand off in kind of a brutal scene, and then he kind of charges against some of the soldiers, ends up dying and turning into a walker himself. And I feel like that's probably the most important action in the final episode. After that, we do see some stuff with Codrone, which is similar in some ways to like maybe the governor in the Walking Dead Season 3 finale, where he becomes somewhat of a team killer after he's instructed that he has to kill the kid, kill Laurent, and won't do so, and kills his own kind of team, goes back and gets sort of found out that that's what he ended up doing. So the rest of the episode, they arrive at the nest, which seems like a really cool defensive castle-type fortress. A good location to go ahead and defend against anybody, whoever attacks. There's some awesome stuff with Normandy Beach in this one with the intro. You have Daryl referring to his grandfather who died there, and he finds his grave in this one, which is really cool. So I really love that they did that for the Daryl Dixon spinoff series with France and everything. Great location, great history, and so it was cool to see them kind of include that. And give us something for Daryl there as well with respect to that. So the cliffhanger sort of ending with this one, let's just get to that. You basically have Daryl, who has made a promise to Carol and the others that he would return back, and I'm pretty sure that this whole thing of him going out there looking around was really mostly to try to see if he could find Rick. And so he ended up in Maine, then he ended up in France in somewhat of a shipwreck. And we see him here. So the question coming home, whether or not Daryl is going to, leave or stay in France with Isabelle and Laurent is a good question. I think it's kind of purposely left as a cliffhanger, where you've got, on one side, you've got the ship, which is coming to get him, where he can likely get back to I think they said Newfoundland, so we might even see maybe possibly the UK in this in this series, maybe season 2 or whatever. Maybe a little bit of Canada, which would be really cool for me being Canadian and those of you guys who watch. There's some Canadian viewers for Walking Dead, so really cool. Would be great to see, and then maybe into the U.S. eventually if he does return home. But whether or not he's going to want to is a good question. He's kind of taken on somewhat of a fatherly figure type of role for Laurent, and maybe possibly a romantic type role with Isabelle, though we haven't really seen that materialize just yet. It feels like maybe they might do that in season 2. We might see that going forward. I think maybe the best way to go in terms of the story for season 2 for the Daryl Dixon spinoff series would be if Laurent and Isabelle left with him. So if he took just the 2 of them, you don't need any of the other characters, Jeanette, whatever, don't really care, Caudron, whatever. I don't care that much if we don't see them again in the second season, if they maybe attack the nest and then Daryl and the others have to leave, and then they end up, finding a ship or something and heading out that way. So we'll see what they do. It's a cliffhanger ending. It's a good ending because you're not sure. I'd like to see some other locations. I think that one season in France is probably good. I don't know if they want to, turn that into a... See, the thing is, if you do a season 2 in France also, people might get kind of tired of it because we've seen a lot of it in the first season, and you got the different language and everything, so it's probably not as interesting as seeing other countries and other locations. So my thing I would like to see them do, I think, and I guess I'm predicting here in this video, is I'm kind of predicting that I think that Laurent and Daryl and Izzy as well will all leave together, I think, so that you kind of have a family for Daryl. And I think it makes sense for them to kind of give him a family like that in this way because, you have the original Walking Dead series. You've got Rick. He's kind of the family man, whatever. You got Shane, Carl, Lori, and that whole dynamic, which is part of what gets The Walking Dead originally started. So to have a Daryl Dixon spinoff series where you have Daryl and him being kind of a family man as well, finally, we've never seen that for his character, in the second season, I think would be great. And then, you can have him and Isabelle maybe even have another child after, one of their own. And that could be something long-term for Daryl that would be good for the story. Good for him, kind of like a happy ending type of thing for him. And then they maybe all go back to the United States together, which would be really great. So that's what I would like to see. We'll see what they end up doing. You have, spoilers, Carol return in this one. We actually get to see not just her on the radio, but we actually get to see her, actually pursuing Daryl, going after Daryl, and we see a guy on a bike who I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And it's a pretty cool scene. Then you find out it's Carol who's going after him because it's Daryl's bike. And then they're in Maine, Freeport, and so she's on the trail. She's looking for Daryl. She's trying to track him down. She's on the trail. So eventually, you may see, a meeting either in the second season, maybe in season 2. They have parts with Carol. Leave a comment below what you guys think about this. Season 2, should Daryl just stay put in France? Would you want to see that for season 2 and then have like part of it Daryl and maybe Carol gets, some of the episodes out looking for him, part of that journey? I feel like I would want to see, like I said, him leave with Isabelle, with Laurent, and then maybe eventually in season 2 finale, meet up with Carol or something. I think that would be really great for a second season. So in terms of a score for this one, I'm going to give it a 9.1 out of 10. It is a finale episode for the first season. It's a great first season finale. The Daryl spinoff series, fantastic, and looking forward to seeing more. The super zombies are wicked cool. Everything is really fun with the show. So we'll see what they do in the second season. The history and everything is also great, and it'd be good to see kind of like a traveling to different locations too. I don't really want to see them be in France every season or something, or just stay at the nest, whatever. Maybe Jeanette attacks it in the season 2 premiere, and they have to flee, and then they find a way, to the UK. You see a season there or something. They get bogged down, they get stuck, and then, eventually you see them reunite with Carol at the end, or maybe season 3 or something. Leave your comments below what you guys think, what your predictions are. If you like this video, thumb it up below. Share, favorite, subscribe at the bottom, and I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.